All right, you've got to picture this. It's the first ever World Humanoid Robot Games. Seriously, a historic moment, right? We're talking over 500 robots from 16 different countries all gathered to compete. This isn't some movie, this is happening now. And smack in the middle of it all was one competitor that completely stole the show. For all the right and definitely all the wrong reasons.
Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What if the greatest athlete on the field, the one just smashing every single record, was also, well, a bit of a chaotic mess, a public menace even? That is the exact story that played out at these games.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. So this robot, the Unitree H1, it didn't just win, it totally dominated. We're talking 4 gold medals. But its amazing success came with this totally shocking, now viral moment. It literally slammed into a human official in the middle of a race and just kept on going.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about just how incredible the H1 was as an athlete. Before we get to all of the crazy stuff, you have to understand why this robot became such a legend at these games. It was, and there's no other way to put it, an unstoppable force.
I mean, the way it won was just mind-blowing. The H1 didn't just win one race. Nope. It pulled off a clean sweep of the entire track. Gold in the 1,500-meter race, gold in the 4x100 relay, you name it. This wasn't just winning. This was pure, absolute domination.
Yeah, you heard that right. 4 gold medals. At the very first event of its kind, one single machine became the undisputed champion across a bunch of different events. Nobody else even came close.
And it wasn't just winning, it was smashing records. In the 1,500-meter race, it clocked in at 6 minutes, 34.4 seconds. That is a new humanoid robot world record.
So how fast are we talking? The Unitree H1 hit a top speed of 3.3 meters per second. But get this, the engineers think that with a few more tweaks, it could go over 5 meters per second. This thing isn't just fast for a robot, it's just fast, period. So what kind of machine are we even talking about here? This is a 1.8 meter tall mechanical athlete that's balancing on 2 legs, making decisions in real time, and generating enough power to sprint. Just staying upright at that speed is an absolute marvel of engineering.
But for all of its athletic perfection, there was a completely different side to this story. Because the event was also just filled with these moments of pure, hilarious chaos. This is where things get truly wild.
I mean, the list of goofs is it's amazing. You had the famous hit and run, of course, but there was so much more. Robots would just randomly wander into their opponent's lanes or just start spinning in circles on the track for no reason at all. One robot even managed to fall right off the stage during the opening ceremony. And the robot soccer matches? Oh, that was a whole other level of chaos. Robots from both teams would just sort of pile up, clumsily bumping into each other. One person there described it perfectly. They called it like watching a bunch of toddlers in metal suits playing slapstick soccer.
Okay, but all jokes aside, let's get serious for a moment. Because while all the clumsy stuff was funny, that collision between the H1 and the human official, that brings up a really, really important issue we need to talk about: safety.
And here's the real heart of the problem. On one side, you have the robot's capability. It's 1.8 meters tall, it's super fast, and it's got a lot of power behind it. On the other side, you have us. You have human vulnerability. When a machine that powerful slams into a person, the potential for real injury it's significant.
And this brings us to the most important question of all. As these incredibly powerful machines start operating closer and closer with us in our world, how do we make absolutely sure that human safety is always, always the #1 priority?
So let's zoom out for a second, because what we all just witnessed wasn't just a competition, it was a statement. This event, it really signals the dawn of a whole new era for robotics.
Just look at the numbers here. We're talking about over 500 robots from more than 280 teams representing 16 different countries. This wasn't some small tech demo in a university lab. This was a massive international event held in the same arena built for the 2022 Winter Olympics.
And this really shows you just how fast things are moving. For years, humanoid robots were basically just curiosities stuck in a lab. Now here we are in 2024, they're competing in public games, and there's already a second event planned for 2026. The pace of development is it's staggering.
And that brings us to the real goal behind all of this. Organizers are saying it out loud. The idea is to get robots out of the lab and start testing them in the real world, with the public.
The ultimate vision is for them to become what they call cyber workhorses.
So where does that leave us? Well, with a pretty cool thought. The Unitree H1 proved that robots can be champions, right? They can break records and do incredible things. But it also proved they can be clumsy comedians, failing in these huge, public, and honestly hilarious ways. So as they show us both triumph and failure, are they just becoming more relatable? Maybe more like us. It's definitely something to think about, as this whole robot revolution is clearly about to get a whole lot more entertaining.